Hello, everybody. So, I just wanted to say a couple of things. I know I was asked a while ago to do this video, but I just never had the time to do it. Excuse me, sorry. About my journey as my journey into becoming an art educator. Now, this is kind of like a little bit of a subject. Sorry, it's not really fancy. It's not really pretty kind of aesthetic, but I just kind of wanted to kind of touch up on this right now while I had the time to. But becoming an art educator was not easy for me. It was kind of like a little bit of a long process. So let's kind of like start back to when I started creating art. So I wasn't really too like as a child I wasn't really great at art or never really was encouraged to do art besides in class. And in class, growing up, I went to a private Baptist school, and we kind of went over and had just on Friday we had like an art book, and then we like our teachers chose what project we were gonna do, and then we did that project that day. And I was never ever really great at it. Probably was one of the worst in the class, but I wasn't really like too fond of it. I didn't really care too much about it. Um, but when I was in probably, I would say maybe like the sixth or seventh grade is when I kind of got into making art a lot more. I was kind of doodling more, having more fun with it, and just kind of doing it within my own time. But I didn't take an official like art class until I was probably a senior in high school actually. But I was just kind of doing art on my own time and painting in my own time, and was just encouraged by family and family friends to keep doing it, and that's kind of how it started. But when I graduated from high school, or even during my senior year of high school, I was really into acting and musical theater. I was in musical theater since I was around the age of 7. So performing arts was something that I was really into growing up. And so when I was a senior, I was signed with an agent, and I was working doing extra work for Nickelodeon and Disney, which was a really interesting process and interesting just in general thing for a short time. Before I graduated, I auditioned for a school called AMDA, which was like a musical acting performing school, and I was there for not even a full semester during the summer. It just wasn't for me. That's where I found my path. I wanted to be a art therapist, and so after I decided to come home, I went to a school called Academy of Art University, and I just kind of did their online program because the school base is in San Francisco. Excuse me. Sorry, my voice is kind of being weird. But I went to a school in it basically was in San Francisco, but they have a wonderful online program that worked better for me, especially since I lived a couple semesters in Hollywood and I didn't like the city life. And I've been to San Francisco, which is a really beautiful place, but it definitely wasn't where I wanted to be. So I did a couple courses online, and then I just kind of transferred back to community college just to kind of get some things done because I was spending a lot of money. And I wanted to do studio classes in person without having to move out there. So I kind of granulately, I don't know how to say that word. But I started doing classes at community and working on that. Technically, I could get a certificate in early childhood education, but my major at Academy of Art University was art education, which is what I wanted to do. And I did want to teach art, but like I said, I wanted to kind of do, and I still want to do a lot more art therapy and working at hospitals and working with veterans and things like that to teach therapeutic things through art. And so that's kind of still what I want to do, but I'm still going to school, so I'm not too worried about getting that done as soon as possible. Now I got my I was working at a performing arts academy since I was probably about 15, and I interned there for teaching musical theater for the minis, is what we call them, so from ages 4 to 8. Excuse me, sorry. Like I said, my voice is weird. I left there just trying to focus on school and because of other reasons, and then I just recently in February found out that my old school, which I graduated high school from, which is a charter school, was looking for an art teacher because the previous art teacher that I had retired, and she encouraged someone else to get that position, and they had to leave because they were moving. So they were looking for an art teacher for well over a year, I believe, or for about a year. So I applied, not thinking I was gonna get it, and I do have a video about art teacher interview tips. So that was like right after I found out I got hired, but I went in, I brought a teacher portfolio, and I also brought my personal art portfolio to showcase my work, to show that I am an artist and that I can create all these things. And then my teacher portfolio consisted of classroom management, behavior management, like my organizational skills, practice lessons that I've done, my students' work, and things of that nature, and like me teaching to students, which was really helpful and really great, which is why I've been like documenting. I always kind of like was always prepared for documenting those things and stuff like that. But that is how I got the job at the school that I work with, is that I came really prepared, and the way I formulated myself and the way I really talked to a lot of them and was clear and consistent and proved that I was prepared to come in and start teaching was the reason why I got the job. And also, I think it accounts to my personality. Typically, I'm a very like bright, passionate, really fun person, and it goes along with everybody there. And also because I have a lot of experience with going to that school, so I know how the school functions, because it's not like a normal school. So it really just, a lot of those things really tied into me getting the job as an art educator for that school, which is really helpful. And I'm extremely grateful for being able to have that opportunity to be able to teach with students. And I love teaching. It does take a lot of figuring things out for sure, especially with newer students and seeing their artistic levels and abilities, but they're creating some wonderful work. They're being creative and they're enjoying themselves. And I do see sorry for my voice, it's just been weird all day and it's really fatigued from talking, but I do see so much progress with what they're doing, and I think that they're doing such an amazing job, and it just makes me feel better as their teacher to know that they're doing so wonderful and they are really working hard for what they do. But that's a little bit about my journey into art. It wasn't really anything too fancy or just anything like that in general, but I know that that's been something that a lot of people have asked me, and so I thought I could elaborate a little bit more. And I definitely have a lot more to go, but like I said, my main goal has always just been art therapy, and I'm still working at that, but you know, you gotta take a little bit of baby steps. And yeah, that's basically it. I don't want to like talk for too long. I think 10 minutes is gonna be my mark, or around there. So Thank you guys for watching and enjoying the content that I make. I know that sometimes it's just me talking or me showing things, but it definitely is super fun and I really enjoy doing this. So I'm glad to see some support and some love from everybody. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to take a look and come follow along with me. Anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. I will try to update the vlog for you. I just wasn't in the classroom all week, so I really apologize for that. But I will be there tomorrow, so you'll see the room tomorrow. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.